Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to review a set of PMR 446 radios, and to be precise I have the model number, the Motorola TLKR T50s. And yeah, those are basically entry-level radios, and you see it has the European 6-kilometer range. Supposedly I doubt it will get that kind of range, but since these are license-free radios, at least in Germany they are license-free, and I believe in a lot of other countries as well, that's really no problem to me. I'm not even expecting them to get like a huge range. For me, like, these PMR radios are really mainly for use in and around the house. And guys, if you want something with more range, maybe you should look at like at a ham radio and get a ham radio license, because radios such as this, such as the Baofeng GT3, while they require a license, they also have a significantly higher range, and you can switch out antennas and boost the range even more. But that's probably mostly interesting for ham radio operators. And since the majority of people probably don't want to take a ham radio exam, that's why these entry-level budget alternatives exist. So as you can see in the navigation below, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of an unboxing, talk a little bit in general about radios, give you a few close-up shots so that you can see the quality, and I'm going to show you what's inside the package. And then in part 2, where you can at any point in time, if you feel bored by the unboxing, just use the navigation below, and for example you can jump to the distance test where I go outside and see what kind of range I'm going to get with these budget Motorola radios. So guys, yeah, I mean, if you want, I also have a bunch of other radio reviews on my channel, so if you want to look at some other radios, if you're not sure which one to buy, I encourage you to check out these other videos as well. But for now, why don't we get rolling with the unboxing, and then you can see more. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is going to take this out of the packaging. I mean, this is like some kind of plastic, I think you call this blister pack. I'm not exactly clear about all the English words, guys. English is my second language, it's not my first native language. So I'm just going to cut this open, and then we look at the accessories and charge these Motorola walkie-talkies up. So guys, I carefully opened the package, and if you cut off the corner with a pair of scissors, you can really open this like so. Personally, I prefer the other type of packaging, but this works as well. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to show you a few close-up shots of the build quality. So far as I can see, they feel very lightweight. Let's see how this changes when we put in the batteries. Personally, I like this white color. And let's see the battery compartment. Let's see where we can open this. Very easy to open, and yeah, that might also be an interesting thing. Most of the other radios that I reviewed, or of quite a few of the other radios I reviewed, they don't have these AAA batteries that you can put in here. If I do a side-by-side comparison with another manufacturer, then you see this is like a different style of battery, and obviously you will not be able to just buy this everywhere. So that's kind of like one thing to consider, because like I noticed this in the US, there seems to be this big thing going on with all these preppers. So if just in case you're a prepper, that might be relevant for you, because these AAA batteries, you can probably pick them up everywhere. So that might give you easier time. And it appears the charging port is down here. It says 9 volt DC. So you can charge this up here. So let's look at the other stuff that's in the box, and then charge those up, and we soon gonna progress to the range test. So guys, and now before we continue with the range test, let's quickly look at the accessories. There are kind of like here, as you can see, there is some written materials like product safety guides and stuff like that. I think waste disposal, so I probably don't have to show you this. Here's the owner's manual, and as it looks like, there are tons of owner's manuals in all sorts of different languages in here. So wow, I really have to keep digging to get to the accessories, but there they are. So maybe what I do, I'm just zoom in for you guys a little bit here, so then you can get a close-up shot of what's inside. First thing we notice, 2 batteries right here. Those are going to be installed in just a second. Kind of interesting, and it looks like those are nickel metal hydride batteries, and apparently they only have 600 milliamp hours. So we gotta get to see like how durable that is. And then we have one charger. take this out here real quick. That's kind of interesting. So it's one charger, but apparently it has two cables. So we're going to test this in 1 second, and that's actually kind of smart. Again, I'm going to show you a close-up shot here as well. Obviously, that's the European power connector, in this case for Germany, and that is going to vary depending on your country. And the last thing that is in here are two belt clips, which we're also going to test in a second. So guys, this concludes sort of the unboxing of these Motorola TLKR T50 walkie-talkies / PMR 446 radios. So I'm gonna quickly charge those up, and then we're gonna do the range test. And before you put in the batteries, guys, please pay close attention to put them in with the side where it says up. Maybe I'm gonna take this out here in a second for you. Probably it's gonna make sense to zoom in a little bit as well. And then, yeah, just put it in like so, and make sure this strap points upward as well. And then you should be ready to go, because obviously if you pull that tab down here, you will have a harder time releasing it as opposed when you put it to the top side. So guys, that's all there is to it, not much more to say. I'm going to put in a second battery in a moment, and then we're going to charge them up and do the range test. So as you can see here, both Motorola radios are connected to the charging power adapter. So let's plug this in real quick. A little bit tricky to do it with one hand. So there you go, and then flip the power switch, and that should start the charging process. So they should be charging right now. Honestly, I can't see anything. There doesn't seem to be an indicator light or something. So I'm not sure what to do. Maybe I push the on button. Let's see what happens. So guys, you are as clueless as I am. Does that mean it's full? Does it mean it's charging? In any case, maybe I refer to the manual real quick, but I'm gonna let this charge, and then we're gonna do the range test. So I see you next in the range test. And sorry guys, I really had to look this up, but apparently it seems to come delivered with a full charge. If 7 is the battery level meter, that should be, it might be already fully charged. I'm just still leaving it on just in case, but yeah, maybe in the summary part after the range test, I'm also going to show you some of those menu features. So, but let's get started with the range test before we digress any further.
Test point number 1, about 420 feet. Test point number 1, about 420 feet. Test point number 2 of the Motorola T50, about 790 feet. Test point number 2, about 790 feet. Test point number 3, about 1,250 feet. Test point number 3, about 1,250 feet of distance. Test point number 4, about 1,540 feet. Test point number 4, about 1,540 feet, and distance should still be audible, loud, and clear. Test point number 4, 1,540 feet. Test point number 5, about 2,000 feet of distance. Test point number 5, 2,000 feet of distance. I'm really curious to see what the sound quality is of test point number 5, 2,000 feet. So guys, this is the last test point number 6 with about a distance of 2,300 feet. Test point number 6, distance 2,300 feet. This concludes the range test, 2,300 feet.
So guys, as you have seen, this concludes my review of the Motorola TLKR T50 PMR walkie-talkies. As far as I can tell, those are very nice radios for in and around the house, but as you clearly have seen from my review and range test, the further you go away, the more the performance deteriorates, and that is simply due to the fact that those are license-free radios where you can switch out the antenna. As you can see, this is permanently installed, and they come with a limited output power. And this is kind of to be expected and completely logical, because if you think about it, if each of these license-free radios had a huge output power, then they also would have a huge range. So if you're somewhere in an urban area, in a city where there are lots of people using these PMR 446 radios, then the frequencies, there are only like these 8 to 16 frequencies, at least in the case of Europe, Germany. And if everybody would have miles and miles off the range, it would clog up quite quickly. So if you want to have more range, maybe use a CB radio, the Citizen band. Obviously, the downside with Citizen band is that you're much lower in the frequency range, so you probably will have to have a much larger antenna. But hey, these PMR radios, they're much higher in the frequency range, hence they perform better with the low antenna. And I guess for most people it's just fine if you want to use it in and around the house or around the campsite. Give it your kids to play with. Those Motorola radios perform pretty fine. In my case, the further I go away, the radios had to cut to quite a bit of trees and vegetation, and there are a few houses. So if you're somewhere in the countryside with lots of open pastures, do you say that? With a lot of open area, you might even get a significantly higher range. But since these radios have a limited output power per mandated regulation, they have a limited output power. So it's perfectly normal that with increasing distance and obstacles, the reception quality decreases also. So guys, that should have taught you some of the basics of how to pick these radios. Make sure to check out my other reviews as well, such as these Retevis PMR radios. Personally, I like those a lot. It's probably one of my favorite license-free radios that I have reviewed so far. And obviously you will be able to find a review on my channel for those as well. So I see you as a subscriber, and in the next video, all the best to you. Take care.
And since you watched this product review and range test of the Motorola T50, maybe you're also interested in one of these black Retevis PMR radios, for which I have a review on my channel as well. And yeah, I'm super amazed about how many people have already subscribed to my YouTube channel because of the useful product reviews and tutorial videos that I provide here. And you can subscribe right now as well. I see you in the next video, and maybe even in one of my online courses. Take care.